Welcome to the real room.
Yo.
I have to find a way to get our music on here so we can have a proper introduction.
It's something else. I think we need to incorporate, but I'm not going to say that while we live.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but we'll make it a surprise sneak attack.
Okay. As you guys are coming in, let us know who is tuned in.
Yep. Share the video, tag people, tell them that the real room is getting real today.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are. We really are. Let's see who we got that tuned in.
Can't
How can I
see.
share this? Okay, there we go.
I can't see anybody's name.
Not telling nobody's name. Y'all share the video. There's people tuning in, but it's not telling us the names.
Welcome.
How can I share this? Is that your background or mine?
Welcome. That's my background. It's a lot going on.
Oh, okay. I figured it with Thanksgiving and
Yeah.
all of that great stuff.
Yeah. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome to Real Talk Live. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Colanda,
And this is Stanley.
and we are the hosts of The Real Room.
Woo!
Tonight, we are talking about saved, but I want a savage. Now, this,
Classy, ratchet. How that song go?
I don't know the
I'm a
damn.
savage. Classy, bougie. What I don't know. I forgot the words.
Something like that,
I
yeah.
don't listen to Meg Thee Stallion, but yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, somebody say they ready.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna let you get it started since this is your suggestion.
Well, the thought or the
Hey,
idea
mommy.
comes from you know how when you're younger, and there's some people when you're younger and you're walking with the Lord, and you actually say, you want somebody that loves God and has a relationship with God, because it's not good to be unequally yoked and things of that nature. But as you get older, some people, as you get older, your thoughts and things change, your appetite changes.
Right.
And you then realize there are some people that say, well, now that I'm older, although I'm saved and I love the Lord, I would like to be in a relationship with somebody that's somewhat of a well, not somewhat of a savage, but that is a savage. So it's like, I don't, like, you got to have some level of hood in you. You got to have some level of drive. Even honestly, if we're going to keep it real tonight, you gotta be more sexually exciting, if I could put it like that. You gotta have some type of go getter, things like that. So I think um, being saved is good, but there are some people that are saying, like, I am saved, but deep down in my heart, like, I want to be with somebody that's a savage. So the question is that wrong, or is that possible? So yeah.
I think we can like what we like, want what we want, but it's a more about a matter of what we need.
Mhm.
And being married, um, they got different definitions of a savage. When I think of a savage, sometimes it does make you think of like a bad boy or like a thug or whatever. But
Somebody like me, like a goon. Gotcha.
oh God, if there's
Gotcha.
a such thing as a Christian gangster, then you are it, Stanley.
Yeah.
You are it.
Yep.
But what's most important from coming from a married woman's perspective is that my husband loves God more than he loves me. So if he upsets me, I know that he will be striving not to upset God. So I can always depend on that you may not, I may not agree with something that my husband does, but I know because he has a desire to please God that I don't have to worry about that. But like as far as wanting him to have some swag. I think that's a better term. I don't see anything wrong with that in a man. Him
You
having
don't
a
see
little
that.
swag.
I don't see like I know for me, it shocks a lot of people when I tell people like
Don't say
I have always said this. I have always said it, so it's no secret. But
music.
I've always said that I would not date a girl in the church. I don't. That's not really appealing to me. Reason being is because I am churchy enough. You know, I can be churched enough.
Yes, yes,
However,
yes.
I would now I'm not saying I don't want her to be saved. Of course, you know, I would want her to be saved. I want everybody to be saved. But I don't need somebody that's churchy. I wouldn't mind every now, you know, having a type of girlfriend or dating somebody where, you know, hey, if we got somebody try me while we outside and we got to jump somebody, hey, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Or if we if we're running from the police while I'm driving, she's shooting at the police out the passenger window. Now let me stop.
You don't want to prove.
Yeah, like it's so and you know, and I've seen it growing up in church a lot. I've seen it where there are young ladies that have been trained and groomed to be preachers' wives. They wanted to be the next this and that, but deep down in their heart, that's not really who they are. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell, but because that's what they've been taught, they become socially limited. They don't have that drive, that ambition. It's just, and to me, it can become boring. It's
Mhm.
like there's no excitement to this. So maybe that's why I'm not married yet, because I'm not the type to just marry people because we look good together. That's
Right.
just not me. Yeah, I don't do that.
Some people do want to be together because they look good
They
together.
look good together. They match.
Yeah. That's so true. But you know what? Sandy? For the women, there are women who are groomed to be. Is this little piece of help right here? It's making me mad. Okay, there are women who are being groomed even as we speak to be wives of to be
Mhm.
pastors' wives. But what do you say? Like, if those are type of women that you attract, then whose fault is that? That you only attract?
I don't think I attract them. I think because I'm okay. I don't because I attract all kinds.
Oh,
However,
okay.
however, however, I think with those, it's just like it. I guess it's expected that somebody like me would be with somebody like that because of who I am in the church, you know, my relationship with God and things of that nature. One of my favorite relationship stories is by one of my favorite preachers, Bishop G. Patterson. When he first met his wife, she was not saved. She smoked cigarettes, and back in those days, that was like, ooh, she's a sinner, get away from her. And he was actually preaching at that time, evangelizing, holding revivals and things, and they were literally dating while before she got saved. And one day she ended up, you know, as time went on, she ended up giving her life to the Lord and they got saved. And, you know, and they from what we saw, they had a great marriage and they were a team and they had things together. But one of the things that I remember she said was a lot of people was upset with him because she was not the type of woman that people would put her with. They actually had women in place for him to marry. But in her terms, she would be considered a savage back in those days.
The same thing. Well, not that Matthew Stevenson's wife was a savage, but I feel like the same thing happened to him. That a lot of the women, a lot of the women in the church were assuming that they would be the ones that he would marry, and I think he found somebody outside of the church. But I know like the culture has a term for savage, but I want to tell y'all what it really means. It is somebody who is offensive, they're ferocious, or they are untamed people. So we're not talking about in the literal sense. We're talking about the in the cultural sense, somebody with a little. I think swag may be the like a better term, but I do understand what you mean. It reminds me about the episode of I don't know if y'all watch Married at First Sight. Not saying that this woman was a Christian, but she was a virgin. Now she went on the TV show to be married at first sight. We knew she was a virgin, but then she could not like talk about sex. She could not express any thoughts, feelings, or anything about it. She was very much approved, and it made it difficult for the man to get to know her. And in the end, he ended up divorcing her because he didn't know if she would even be able to take their marriage to the next level because of how she was while they were trying to get to know each other. And I from a church girl perspective, I think it's just because sometimes we're taught not to have certain conversations outside of marriage. It makes us some women socially awkward, so that they can't even have a conversation about certain things that are necessary to discuss, before you even get married. And then I think that makes a turn off for men like you, when in actuality, it may just be the result of how she was raised. You could be missing out on a good thing because you're not willing to
Anyway.
not willing to go deeper, Stanley. Jeanette says every church girl is not a church mouse. Ooh, I like that. Now, if you want excitement in a person, don't go running to God asking for guidance on how to handle it when trouble hits you in the face.
But you know what though, I like to look at the Urban Dictionary with certain terms for the culture, and I was looking it up while you was talking because Savage says a boss. I'm not gonna say exactly what it said. A boss female who isn't scared of anyone or anything and never holds back their fire comebacks. So a savage is really not a bad term. It's more like a compliment, like, "Ooh, Kalanda's savage." Like she's not gonna let nobody just run over her and this and that, or Stanley's is like, I know I'm a savage because I don't hold back for nobody.
I mean, by that cultural definition, I guess I could be one too.
That's what I'm saying. But and I get that. So, and that's the thing. I think we gotta, a lot of times growing up, you were taught to carry yourself a certain way, be a certain way, do things like that. But this day and age, those type of, not saying that it don't exist anymore, but these days you got to speak up. You got to be more vocal about how you feel about things, and because people are. I'm trying to find a way to word it, but back in those days, yeah, because think about it, like back in the 50s and 60s, it was okay for women to be quiet. Yeah. But now men actually like to know, like, hey, back in those days it was good for a woman to stay at home while the man go to work and bring home the bacon. But now men are actually looking for women that's going to actually get in the ground with them and work with them. You know what I'm saying? Or build an empire with them and be a team. So yeah.
My mama is asking you something. Comment.
Have you met your co? Yeah. So you're a savage, classy,
savage church girl. I am very much the poster child because I love the Lord. I do. I serve Him with gladness. I mean, I go through stuff, and I also got a little attitude. I wanted to go off on AT&T the other day, so it's still in me. But I love God, and I want to serve Him with integrity. But I don't play about my husband or my kids. So.
And I think honestly, I think I'm the same way. I don't cause problems with people. I do not cause problems with people. But on the flip side, don't get it twisted. Yeah. If I am confronted, I can hold my own. So and that's just me.
You want a woman who's saved but not soft.
Exactly. That's a savage. I mean, we're all savages in God's eyes. Yeah. He salvaged us. And say, yeah, you got to be a boss. Like we boss together. Like we're not gonna be like I'm doing everything and you just sitting there looking, or vice versa. She doing everything and then he just sitting at home playing PlayStation all day and stuff like that. Using her car, dropping off for work. And he go back to the house to play the game and then come back and pick her up in her car from work. Like that's not savage.
Let me ask you.
You're not a boss.
And I want the men who are listening to chime in too, because I find, and I know I speak to a lot of women, but I find that when women do boss up and they become their best self, they find out they discover what their purpose is, and they start walking in their purpose. If her light gets just a little brighter than he is, or if she's going just a little faster than he is, men, it seems in my experience, that men have had a difficult time adjusting to now his woman either being in the spotlight or being called upon, or people knowing who she is but not really knowing who he is. So then at the same time, men say they want a woman she's about her business, her money and stuff, but then once she is that person, then you have to, sometimes men need to check their male ego. So like, so do you want a savage? Do you want me to be a boss? Or do you want me to like have a little a little get up, but don't go faster or be greater than you?
I think for me personally, I feel like it should be, we should complement each other. It shouldn't be to the point where, because there are a lot of women. I mean, I'll throw it out there because we all know it was on TV. Like, look at Dorinda Clark Cole, her and her husband. We see her everywhere, but her husband, you don't. For years, I didn't. I'm not trying to be funny, but I didn't know she was married because we never saw him. So he kind of takes the background, and do that. And then you got a lot of women now that's pastoring churches and they're married and their husbands, support them in ministry. So I think it should be a compliment thing. But it's the thing though, you can't be a savage in every aspect because there are certain things that a man has to do, and there are certain things that women have to do as well. So a woman can't be a boss in all areas of the relationship because at the end of, because you know what I'm saying, because that will eventually say, you don't need a man and things of that nature. So if you're gonna be a savage women boss women don't intimidate me. I actually like that because I like to see that they got that drive and that ambition. But
So
just don't forget about me.
if she says, don't worry about tonight's dinner. Tonight is on me. Get whatever you want to get. And
Oh, I'm gonna get whatever I want to get. I sure am.
you
Especially
let her
if,
pay.
yeah, I would let her pay. If now I would let her pay if I've been the one paying a lot the whole time anyway. So if she want to give me a break this particular time, okay, yeah, all right, that's cool.
But what if she makes more money and she knows that, so she wants to take care of things more?
I mean, I've dated women that made more money than me, but it never intimidated because I'm secure in who I am. That's just me. So I'm not easily intimidated by people. So I'm very secure in who I am, and it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. My thing of it is just let me be a boss, and I'll let you be a boss. But we gonna boss together. That's how it got to be a mutual thing.
Sister Simon said you want Cookie Lion. But
I can do a cookie line.
Marcus Smothers is on here preaching. And Todd said, yes, a man has to be secure for that type of woman. I agree. So Marcus says, some men ask for things because it looks and sounds good, but they never consider the details that comes with certain women. That is so true.
That's true. I agree with
Because
that.
from
That's
my
my
own
old Sunday school teacher, y'all, Marcus Smothers.
because from my experience again with other women who have done what it takes to discover themselves, you want me a boss, that takes time and it takes money. So that's going to be time away from you perhaps, or money that's going to have to be taken or put to the side while I'm building my dream. So you want a boss woman, like for example, Fanika Friend. She's in the season right now where she's launching her clothing booth. Well, it was cute when it was in their garage, and then she kind of plays around, and she was like, her husband told her she had to get out the garage because she had so much stuff going in the garage. Well, her business has boomed so much that now she has bought a boutique space. Great, sis opened up her own boutique. They got 3 kids. Who gonna work the boutique? Like that's the kind of stuff that we have to consider. Like we want her to be a boss. We want her to do everything she's supposed to do, but then this means she's gonna be away from home. You may have to watch the kids more, or we may have to pay for a nanny. I may not be cooking as often. You think?
Yeah, and I agree with that. It's like because you're building an empire together. So you got your own, and they got their own. I'm not a big fan of people that are not motivated to do things or to better themselves or to start things or to I don't like people that no, I don't want to say I don't like people. I have a problem with people that don't have a drive because it's like you're just sitting there and you're just waiting for stuff to happen or waiting for somebody to do something for you. Like, no, get up, even if you ain't working, find something to do. Like if you I mean it's small things you can do to make money and things like that. So if you're going to be a boss, then be a boss. So and what Chris said, yeah, you have to push and motivate each other. That's something else. So and that's what I say. It's you can be safe and still want a savage. I think it'll work.
Chris also said that's why it's important to have conversations regarding goals at the beginning of the relationship.
That's
That is
true.
so true. And it's also important to note that we may not be able to be the boss, or not the boss, but be a boss at the same time. Like we may not both be able to build our empires at the same time. Somebody gonna have to make, so that I can help you when it's your time, and then you can help me when it's my time. And until we each get our thing going at a pace where we may not need as much help from the other person, or until the Lord sends the team. And like I said, those are the detailed conversations people don't have. Old saying, it may cost you a little, it may cost you a lot, but it's
But
going.
it's gonna cost you.
That's so true. So all the
Yep.
people we see on TV, I mean, on social media, with all these businesses and these brands, that's time away from their families. That's money away from their families that they've had to invest elsewhere. And when we see people go on these 30-day vacations and stuff like that, these big grand vacations, that's the least they can do for their families after the time that they spend away from them,
It's
to
true.
do what they need to do.
And don't look at a person and be like, he shouldn't be with her. She ain't his type. Like, how you know what somebody else type is? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
just because they don't look like the
yeah,
person that you want them to be. If they are some people like savages. Truth be
yeah.
told, I just heard this. This is the utterance. Some of
Um,
y'all would actually be happier if you had a savage in your life. Anyway,
I
but
mean,
I'm
a
just
man
saying.
that would, yeah, a man that would be bolder, that would stand up for
I'm
you, a
just
man with
saying.
confidence. Yeah,
Yeah. Some people actually be happy if you had a set, because this is not the season for trophy husbands and trophy wives. Like it's like, come on,
everybody need
this
to
is
work.
not the season.
I know.
Yep.
I can't say this. I'm not gonna say it.
No,
Everybody
don't
need.
do that.
I'm just, well, what I was thinking about saying was, I know men who are requiring just as much from their partner as a woman would require from a man. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Not that I'm going to work as much as Marcus, or that I have the same level of strength or like I wasn't built to be the one to work the land, but he's my partner. I'm the type of woman, I'm not going to let you go out there and do it all by yourself. So I'm going to do what I can. But then you have some women who like, you got it, you the man, you supposed to be doing this.
And then they I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell
I
y'all this. What
that.
one person won't do, another one will.
That's what they
I'm
say.
telling you, what one won't do, another one will. Don't and
I
while you around here being cute, there's some savages out there.
and even if you're called to be a housewife, or that's your dream is to homeschool your children, that is still work. And there is still a way to be a partner to your partner, even while you're doing those things. So
Exactly. Like, I mean, simple things like conversation, be a savage in your conversation. Just like do more than just sit there and have a pretty face. That's my thing. Like, okay, you're beautiful, but what else can you bring to the table other than just the physical part? Like, I need to know, like you got me. Like, if I'm to the point where I'm sick and I can't work no more, I need to know that you're able to still help maintain and
right.
get things done. I don't need you sitting there looking like, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, what you mean what we gonna do? We got a plan. You know what I'm saying?
At
Like,
least
be
on
a
the internet
savage.
and fill out the unemployment forms or something. Lindsay
Yeah.
said, I just tuned in. Did we clarify definition of a savage? Yeah, we're borrowing from
Yeah. Go back
man,
and watch the video, Lindsay. God bless you.
we're borrowing from Italian's definition about somebody who's a boss, somebody who handles their
A little
business.
rough around the edges, I would say that.
Be
Some people
rough.
say a little rough around the edges,
I ain't saying they
you
gotta be
know.
rough, but like a
You
boss, somebody who is confident, who takes charge, who's just not waiting and allowing life to happen to them, but they are taking part in life.
yeah,
So
and they don't come in the package that people expect them to come into
yeah, yeah,
as well. Like,
yeah.
don't do that. Like, I've seen girls marry and get engaged to guys that you would think, like, oh my God, I can't believe she would be with a dude like this. But you never know, that works for that particular person. And to be honest, I've seen it to where that person was a way better husband to this to her versus the perfect guy that
Yeah.
everybody tried to put her with, the perfect guy in the church, and vice versa. I've seen it another way, where guys would date the girls in the church and it'd be drama, 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 but then he'll go out there and get them a savage out there in the streets from the trenches, and they have a happy, beautiful marriage. From what I see, they have a happy, beautiful marriage. So, I mean, sometimes they don't come in the package that people expect them to come into. That's why you got to kind of know You got to know what you want and know what works for you.
What advice would you give a man who is, I can't remember who me and Marcus was talking about the other day, and it sounded like that the relationship wasn't, I don't want to say, but it sounded like things weren't working right, but it sounds like it was a matter of, sometimes when we marry people or we get in these relationships, we don't know enough about ourselves to present to you who I want to be or what I want to do. So it's like we usually don't find out until later in the relationship, and then you like, oh my God, you changed. You like, no, I didn't. I've always liked to do X, Y, and Z, but no, you didn't. You had it in you, but you just didn't know that's who you were. So anyway, what would you say to a man who is having a hard time with his woman, whether they're dating, because it could affect him too, or married with her, now that she's discovered who she was created to be and she's walking in purpose, and he feels like she's changing, or although
Like
she's
becoming
changing,
more dominant.
no, maybe she's changing positively, but he's having a hard time handling her becoming this boss.
I think as a man, you have to have an identity about yourself first, because you don't want to be intimidated and insecure about who you are. You know, a lot of times as men, you you need you need her to say, yeah, babe, you got it. You the man. You need that. So, and that's just how we are. We're men. We're lions. We dominate. That's what we do. And so, as a man, you do need that. So, I think that y'all, in a relationship, y'all need to have a conversation, and like, hey, I'm pushing you, but there's some things that I want to do. Like I've seen husbands push their wives and pay for their wives to go to school and things like that, and then vice versa. When it was their turn, the wives turned around and did the same thing for them. You know what I'm saying? So I think they just need to have a conversation to be very clear on where they're at and just be honest with each other. Don't let her know how you feel. If you feel like, hey, she's doing too much, if you let her know that, she'll make some adjustments to make sure she's not leaving you behind while she's yet pursuing what she wants to do as well. But you got to be honest with each other and have a conversation. Don't be secretive about how you feel, especially if you're in a relationship. You know, I don't like the fact that you're gone all the time. I don't like the fact that this and that. I feel like you're leaving me behind. And if she loves you, she'll respect that.
Now, what you say to a woman who, like, she's a boss, but husband or her boyfriend or whatever he is lazy and lazy.
Leave them.
Like,
Leave them.
I was gonna say, like, maybe he used to work, but now he's hit this plateau in life, and he's not doing anything. And here she is, just excelling in everything. She's like pursuing things, and he just lazy, not doing
Lazy.
nothing.
I see it all the time. By working in the industry that I work in office jobs, I see it all the time. Where he'll drop her off to work in her car, and he'll go back home and chill at the house all day and smoke and get high. So I would honestly encourage women to really consider what you're investing your time in and
Mhm.
really see if this is a productive relationship. Clearly, if he's not being a man and dominating and helping you, build and helping you become better, then he may not necessarily be that person for your life. He may not, and you don't want to keep wasting your time with people that's going to constantly pull you down. Some men don't want a girlfriend; they just want another mother. I'm just gonna be honest. Some men don't want a wife; they just want another mama. So it's like they just want people to take care of them and things like that. But you shouldn't have to. If you're a boss like you say you are, and you making moves like you say you making moves, then you should be able to have some type of influence in the relationship to make some demands. And if he really love you, he'll adjust it. And if he got to go get a job at Pizza Hut,
Just
he'll do
yeah,
what he can
yeah.
just to make sure y'all gonna work. Because I'm just saying it. One of my favorite episodes of Martin is when he found out Gina made more money than him, and he felt like less of a man because of that. But Gina kind of had to say, well, if you look at it, you work less hours than I do. But if you work the same amount of hours that I work at my job, you would definitely make more money than me. That didn't change the fact that Gina made more money, but it made him feel like, oh,
She
okay, so yeah, I
empowered.
make more money than Gina.
It didn't make him feel less than a man.
No, it didn't make him feel less of a man because of that. And that's one of my favorite TV relationships. To be honest, I always said I want a relationship like that because their relationship goals.
She said people are criticizing Kiera Shear and Kaylin Carr accusing them of dating thugs. I think they're just men with swag. Yep.
No, they're thugs.
Love
They are thugs. Nah,
God.
but okay, now this what kills. Now this the kicker. I'm gonna go out on the limb. We're gonna turn it up since we're on the second half of this. This the kicker though. Now everybody's like, oh my God, Kiara Shear, she got her thug, and Jacqueline Carr got her thug. But later would have been somebody like Kalante Gavin dating Meg Thee Stallion. Y'all would have been like, nah, that's a shame before God. He don't need to be with no woman like that. She got tattoos. She smoke and drink. Why do y'all do that?
At least he's being saved. Oh, Sister Simon says, so I'm going to get churchy. What about when a man finds or being equally yoked?
I don't understand that question.
I guess she's saying, I don't know. What you saying? I know we do.
Rewrite that, Sister Simon, because I'm a little lost on that one.
We do need to be equally yoked. I do want to point out, ladies, that if your man is the type of man that I just asked Stanley about, another man just told you to leave that lazy man if he don't have I wanted to just point that out. But sometimes you're not listening to your homegirl, but maybe you're listening to it, the same advice coming from a man.
No, I'm just saying it's pointless because you can actually get you a savage man that's gonna work, that's gonna help you, that's gonna help you build, that's gonna help. Like men are called to lead, and that's just the way that I believe God set it up. Men are to lead and women are to assist. They're to help the man lead and things of that nature. But if you're the one leading by yourself and he's just there, you really don't have a boyfriend. You just have a dependent. And what's so sad about it, you can't even file him on your taxes. So let it go. Like it's not worth it.
So
Let it go.
He don't have no emotional benefit, no personal benefit.
Like he's just there. He's just there. Like let it go. Now I will say be careful though, because you do got women that want to be with thugs and gangsters and stuff like that. Now, when you're saying that, you got to look at the fact like a lot of that other stuff do come with the territory as well. So they may not know how to act when you go to a 5-star restaurant. They may not know how to conduct business. They may not, you know what I'm saying? But if they're gonna be a boss,
teach him.
Gonna be a boss. Yeah, so, you may have to teach them.
Marcus said it's not in y'all DNA to be lazy. So what about the men who are lazy? What's wrong with them?
They might not be a man. I'm just saying. It takes more than having to be a man.
I'll leave it.
I'll leave it. Just because you got 3 legs don't mean you're a man. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody.
I'll leave it. Lindsay said we do as a woman, we need to, when the man is lazy, we have a conversation with him and talk to him about life goals. That's one way to do it. And if you don't have no goals, then I would leave it.
I mean, just leave it. Like I say, if you have some people actually could do better with somebody that a savage, quote unquote. Somebody could do better with a hood person or somebody we say off the street. Some people could. Like me personally, I think I could. I have a lot of fun with it. I do. I really do. I do. But on the flip side of it,
this is like Daddy's Little Girls. Remember Gabrielle Union didn't want
perfect example.
He just elbowed because of how he looked and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't making it with the other men who was like on her same level or whatever. And then she found out this man was hardworking. He owned a business. He was a good father. Yep. And totally changed his life.
Same thing with Rudy Huxtable. What movie that was she did? She was in jail and she married Madea go to jail.
Oh yeah.
And remember she was in jail and she ended up marrying a dude that was a lawyer or something like that.
Antoine Fisher. I think he was a man.
Yep, Antoine Fisher, yeah.
Martin says some women look for men that they can take care of, so they are okay with it. Woo!
Yeah, some women do.
For those women, I can't say that. My mom and dad watch it. But for those women, I just don't understand, how can you be attracted to somebody that you take care of? It's like having a son in the house. How y'all gonna be emotionally?
Because I think it makes them. And now this just me. I'm a man, so I really can't. But I feel like it makes them feel like they're a boss because they able to take care of their man. See, this is the thing. Relationships is supposed to be a partnership. one person isn't supposed to be doing everything like this and that. It's supposed to be, I feel like it's supposed to be a mutual thing.
Yeah.
So if you're a boss, then they need to be a boss as well. So,
In
but
some
I
areas,
see it all the time. Women actually do like to be able to take care of their man because they feel like that's the best way to keep them.
mm-mm.
But little do you know, while you at work, I'll leave it. Somebody else is being, somebody else is taking care of. Same thing with some women. I've seen it all the time where the women just depend totally on the man to take care of everything, do this and do that, working all day, this and that, and then you know what I'm saying. But you're not putting in none of the work. But then you get upset when they start entertaining other people that don't mind partnering with them. People are looking for partners.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, people are looking for partners, trying to help somebody.
Better get this wisdom. That is so true. That is so
They're not, yeah, like relationships, they are looking for partners, like people that's gonna go through this with. And that's why, honestly, that's why I ain't married yet, because clearly I ain't found the right partner yet.
And as much as it makes a man feel like a man to be able to take care of things, he still doesn't want to like kill himself trying to take care of things. He wants to have a partner. Like my husband doesn't expect me to work as hard as him, but of course he appreciates what I do, because then it's a little less harder that he has to work because I partner with him in some things.
Mm-hmm. There's so much I can say, but I don't want to say anything.
Say it.
That's
Say it, Santa. We helping somebody.
Y'all interested? Let me get like passed on. Y'all interested in this?
Somebody tonight.
No, but I just feel like, and that's the thing. You know, everybody say I want a boss chick or I want a dude that's a boss and this and that and the other. But I feel like you meet people at the level that you attract what you are. So if you're a boss, then it shouldn't be hard for you to attract the boss. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should complement each other. And I'm not saying y'all got to be a boss all the time at the same time, but maybe you could be a boss when it comes to financing, and he could be a boss when it comes to relationships or the affectionate part, or maybe this person could be a boss in a relationship when it comes to counseling. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's different parts that you could become boss in, but y'all both are boss together. But you can't be lazy talking about you want somebody that's a boss, because that's not going to work. Because the boss going to end up, if you do get a boss, they not going to last. Like
right,
it's not going to work because they're going to get tired of taking care of you.
Daryl put up a good point. Women are, the Bible calls us their help me. And I read this somewhere or heard it, that women are the only other thing that's called help. And that's second to the Holy Spirit, which is called our helper in the Bible. So it's like the Lord, like the Spirit helps us, we were also created to help our husbands. And that's not just, I want to say, like in an emotional area, because that's not all a relationship is, or about affection. You're supposed to help him in other areas. I heard another woman say, if there is anything regarding like this is for married people, if there's anything in your husband that he has not yet produced, it's because she didn't nurture it out of him. Because we're natural born nurturers. And so if there's something that I recognize, like a skill or something that I recognize that my husband likes to do, or he enjoys, or he seems to be passionate about it, and I don't encourage him to pursue it, that's on me. Because
and what you want,
the same nurturing that I use in order to coach my sons to do well in school, to be their best, it should also be there at another level for my husband as well. So it's not that it's not in me, it's just we're just not doing, women are just not doing what they're supposed to do. But yep, if your husband has something in him, I mean, unless he's just lazy, but if he's like not producing something, this lady said it's because the wife didn't nurture it out of him.
Yeah, that's very true. And you know, and again, what one person won't do, another one will.
We don't want that threat hanging over people's heads. But
no, but it's the truth. It's reality these days. It's definitely reality. And you got some boss chicks that'll walk up to a dude and be like, "Hey, you know what? I see your girl ain't doing you right. How about this? This is what I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm telling you, you got some boss chick that's been watching, and I'm telling you that okay. Okay.
They watching.
Y'all better step your games up. Same thing. You got boss men that do the same thing. They don't care because you're in a relationship because they're a boss and they're concerned. They're willing to show you like, hey, you know you don't have to live like this. I'll take care of
Right.
you. You know, I'll help you do this.
Yeah.
So don't let people feel like you ain't got no options. Because
Jagged Edge wrote a whole song about it. He can't love you like I can. Because they was watching.
yep, they be watching. I'm telling you, people be watching. And
Look
when
at
you want to, you slipping on your game and you right here, oh, ain't that gonna happen? This and that and other. Okay, you gonna look up one day.
Look at my husband. He said, if you hadn't encouraged me to go to Full Sail, I wouldn't have gone.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful?
Hey, you got me
But
blessed.
okay, y'all say that for Thanksgiving. Talk about that at the table. But I'm just saying though, yeah, you gotta be on your like you say you want to, yeah, like don't sit up there like, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep something going. Now, let me ask you this. Another thing about savages, and it's really finna it may get a little X-rated on this one right here. But what other than physically, do you think that you have to be a savage physically to keep the relationship going and things like that?
What?
Like, for instance, some people feel like, oh, we all grown here. We're all grown. Some people feel like, okay, I at least need them to be a savage in the bed. Because you got a lot of young married couples out here now. So I need them to be a savage in the bed.
I hear a lot of believers want more experienced people. And I guess I think it has to do with culture's lies, that just because you're inexperienced or you don't have any experience, that it's not going to be a great life together. I'll say it like that. But I don't think that's true, but I think that's a lie that culture has sold us, that in order for it to be great, he needs to have experience. And we know that's a lie because we see a lot of people who got a lot of experience. We can see it in their music videos, and every video they post on Instagram, they showing us their dance moves and everything like that. And sis still got cheated on. Sis, so it's not like it's not gonna necessarily keep him, nothing like that. She still got cheated on. He still had a baby with somebody else. It didn't keep him at home or anything like that. I think that's just a lie culture has told us, that
that's a good point.
To have a great experience or a great life in the bedroom is you need somebody with a lot of experience. But that's not true.
But you got a lot of church. I'll throw it out there. You got a lot of church girls that say they don't want to be with a dude that hasn't had experience before.
It's a girl now. I have to find her Instagram. Her husband's testimony is that he was a virgin.
And she wasn't?
I think she was too. I've never heard a man like openly like.
Well, John Gray said he was.
I'm just saying, y'all on here trying to learn that Megan Thee Stallion and Sierra dance moves and stuff like that. And it's not gonna necessarily keep the bedroom spicy because they still walking away. Now Sierra's husband ain't left, but Cardi B husband on left.
He came back.
And she divorced him because he could not be faithful.
I thought they called it off.
Oh.
Yeah, they reconciled. God brought it back together.
But I'm just saying, these are people that some women look up to for that type of, to help them spice it up. Beyonce.
But I think these are conversations that you should have while you're dating, especially if you're dating to be married. You need to have, I know people say, y'all shouldn't be talking about that till y'all get married. No, I feel like you need to talk about sex, how much you need to be first. You need to be clear with yourself. What's your sex drive? How much can you take? How much you can't take? You know what I'm saying? What you like, what you don't like. You need to be very clear about that. And then while you all are dating, especially if you're dating and engaged, y'all need to have these conversations, because one of the major reasons why couples don't make it is because they're not pleased sexually. Finances is another issue. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So, I mean, these are conversations you got to have. Yeah, you could be a boss and bring home the money and stuff like that, but physically there are needs as well that you would have to meet. So, there are some guys, they require sex every day. There's some women that don't. But
Yeah.
those are conversations that you have to have.
So, because I need to know if you got a foot fetish before we get married.
Yeah. Don't scare
You
nobody
know,
with
if
that
you got
crazy.
some weird, some weird stuff that you want. You like to dress like a baby, or like you want to
You
wear
like to be tied up, hanging from the ceiling and all that. Now,
a
we
choke.
not.
We
Yeah, be straight up. Like, hey, because you got to think, if this is the person that you say that the Lord sent your way, and you're going to spend the rest of your life with, then and you're saying this is who God told you is your mate, then be honest with them,
Yeah.
straight up.
My mom
Now,
she want to know, how does this savage thing go into the relationship or marriage?
I think it's more so like taking charge. That's pretty much what it is. Taking charge. You know, as some girls say they like a dude to take charge.
It's an adjective we're using for
it's
the
an
type of
adjective.
man or the type of woman that we're looking for.
Yeah, it's just taking charge in all areas.
We want, yes, and I think that's a good point, because I've been learning in my seminary class that we sometimes as believers only focus on moral character and maybe like money when it comes to the Bible, but the Bible has something to say about every area of our life. And so I think that's a good point that, okay, yes, you're saved, but I don't want you to just be saved. I want you to be a boss in all these areas. I want you to know something about investing, or, you taking ownership of your purpose. We're not just living, like, life isn't just happening to us, but we're actually participating in life, and we're going places, we're making new memories and stuff like that.
And you know what? An example of, I would say, a savage or a boss in a relationship. One of my professors, my religion professor, she was giving us a testimony about how her husband got sick, and and the doctor, and he died. He died for 20 minutes, flatline for 20 minutes. Jesus. And she say she prayed, and she say she stood over her husband and she commanded her husband to come back to life. And she said when she did it, the thing with the beep beep, his pulse started coming back. And then she said the doctors was like, well, he'll be a vegetable. And she was like, no, he's not going to be a vegetable. He's going to operate back at complete capacity. So she literally had to take charge of that entire situation. When it came to certain procedures, she was like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. No, this type of medicine you're going to give him, because you're not going to give him that kind of medicine because this and that. And to this very day, that she said it happened 5 years ago, her husband is alive. He's not on any medication. He's back at work, like all of. So in that moment, she was a savage. She was a boss, because she had to take charge of an area that he wasn't able to take charge in. Right. So yeah, if you're gonna be a boss together. And it's vice versa. I saw it with my dad. When my dad got ill, his wife, she had to be like, okay, no, this is what we're gonna do. She was asking all kind of questions and everything. So yeah, you gotta be a boss.
Yeah. I know some women like that.
I'm very scared of people that when you're in a relationship with people and you're faced with a situation and they kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I can't trust you with my life, because I feel like you would pull the plug.
What you want to do?
Yeah, like the doctor said such and such. Well, that's what the doctor said. Like, come on, like, take charge. You know that ain't what I would want. So yeah, be a boss. You're gonna have to boss. There are times where you're gonna have to boss up with, in situations that the other person is not able to be a boss in at that moment. So you got to have some savage in you. Yeah. Especially these days.
Yeah. So, I need to do a shameless plug. If you're dating and you're having questions about what you should talk to people about while you're dating, go get my book.
Ask me. Yeah, get your book.
Confessions of a Virgin Bride. I talk about 10 things that you should talk about while you're dating. Sex is definitely one of them. Money. You need to talk about your relationship with God. You need to talk about each other's families. As much as you need to talk about. So you go to my website.
Yep. Your background checks.
I already figured it out for you guys. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I know. I was watching a Hallmark movie the other day, and it was about this man who had went back in time, and he was from the 1800s or something. And so he was in the room with a woman by herself, and he made a comment like, this is inappropriate. And she said, oh no, times are different. It's perfectly okay. And I said that to say some people still live like a censored lifestyle, like they don't discuss certain things. And that's how you end up married to somebody with a weird fetish or they're super controlling or whatever, because there were things that you didn't discuss that you tried to wait until marriage to discuss. And these are some things that would have probably really changed your mind had you known this before you actually got married, you know, to him, that he don't respect his mama, or that he don't do his taxes, or, you know, stuff like that you feel like that doesn't affect the dating relationship, but it's stuff that's gonna affect your marriage. So we need to talk about, have some conversations. So while we are out eating and being cute and dressing up, I hope y'all sitting at the table talking about some real stuff. And
before y'all taking a picture and posting it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Have that conversation before you let the world know.
On the news and in culture, I hope y'all have some real conversations. So
I'm telling you, because there's some folk out there that's like waiting for y'all. There's folk out there waiting for people to slip up so they could just come in there and just take charge. So you got to, I'm not saying you got to be perfect, but you got to make sure that, you know, you're doing the best you can to keep, you know what I'm saying, to keep each other together and things like that. So, you know, like I said, if you're with somebody that's a boss and it may be intimidating for you, have a conversation. Let them know, hey, like I was dating a girl one time, and this at the time, you know, I was doing Shakers conferences, I was going around preaching, we got the real room, this and that. And then I remember one time we went out somewhere and we sat down, and it's like this particular day, everybody was at this particular event. And people kept coming up speaking to me and stuff. And I remember I asked her, I said, are you okay with this? And she was like, I don't know. She said, I feel like it's too much. And I was like, you know, but we had to have a conversation about it, you know, because I was like, well, you know, if we do end up together, you know,
you're a celebrity.
This is just, I'm not a celebrity. Don't do that. No, I'm not a celebrity. But if we do end up together, like because of the fact that we're in church and we do things in ministry, of course people will know us and things like that. But these are one of the things that comes with the territory. Like, would you be intimidated by this? So that was a conversation that we had to have. So be honest with each other. Don't sit up there and be lying to each other if you try, just because you want to get married.
Oh my, that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole other thing. Because then when you break up, guess what? We're gonna be talking about y'all anyway. So yeah, we are. Be like, they changed their last name back on Facebook. Y'all saw that?
That's how you know. That's how you know.
They changed their last name. They went back to their maiden name.
They delete all the pictures next.
Yeah, they delete all the pictures. So yeah, Bill. Yeah, so sometimes you either got to boss up or sometimes you got to boss down. But either way, you still got to be a boss.
Ooh, Susie. She said, can a person, Jeanette said, who is this, Stanley?
Y'all worry about the wrong thing. Y'all worry about the wrong thing. See, this why I don't share my life.
My mama said, can a person become a boss if he or she is not one when you meet? No person comes into a relationship with everything you desire them to have. What are you willing to wait on?
I agree with that. I think you do have to give. That's why I'm not a stickler on people rushing to get married. I feel like you should take your time to give people time to show you who they really are. And some people say wait a year, some people say 2 years, but however long it takes for that person to really open up to show you. Every flower don't bloom at the same time. Right. Some flowers bloom in weeks, some take months, some actually bloom once a year. So you got to take time to see the fullness of a person. But it does take time. If you really like the person and y'all are having communication, I feel like it's where it's at. But if y'all been dating a whole year and it don't look like this person is even trying to adjust or trying to be there, I'm just saying you may have to make some adjustments.
Yeah. I think what will be evident in the beginning is their drive. Like when Marcus and I first got married, he wasn't the CEO of his own, like he hadn't started his own business yet, but he already had a hustle. And so then I was like, shoot, he keep this up, then he could be somebody one day. And so I saw that. So like if I didn't see that in the beginning, then I may not have had much hope for his future. So I think like if they have a drive or they have a hustle in them, then we can like maybe assume that okay, they can handle this or something like that. I think there'll be some type of evidence.
Just don't fall in love so quick, you know. Ooh. But see, I think the reason today, because of social media, everybody's rushing to get married because we want to get the 500 likes on our picture. You know what I'm saying? So we rushing things. We're not taking time to kind of just get to know her. We'll fall in love with somebody before we know them. Yeah. And then when we find out who they are, you ain't tell me you was like this at the beginning. He did. You just weren't paying no attention to him.
Yeah. I think you should always not like medical, this not I don't know. I feel like you should know a person through each season. I need to see you like when you really happy, when you sad, when you angry. Like, do you punch walls or punch people? Or like, I need to see that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
I need to see every season of you when you lose. Like, are you a sore loser at games? I need to see all of that before I can
Mhm.
decide that I want to be with you.
Yeah,
Um,
be aunt like my when my aunt passed, I was dating somebody at that time, and I told her up front, I say, I'm just gonna be honest with you. When I'm grieving, I don't like to be bothered. I like my space. And she was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "I'm serious." I said, "I don't like people calling me, giving me condolences. I don't like people rubbing my back. I don't like people trying to hug me and just give me a couple of days to kind of figure out what just happened. And so if you call or text or something, I don't respond." I was very upfront and honest with that situation because I didn't want it to be a situation where you know it was like, well, I'm trying to be nice and he's rejecting me and I don't know what's going on.
how did
So
you say
I did.
how did
But that's just it. She said it was different for her, but she understood it because she was like, I understand because people grieve different. Some people just
thank
like
you,
their space.
Marcus. Mark said you
So
need to
yeah,
work on that because I'm trying to figure out how you're gonna be
I'm
in a
gonna work on that.
relationship
If
and we
if
need
I'm
to
grieving, I don't. That's just me. That's just how I am. If somebody close to me dies, I just need I just need about 3 days. It's just kind of
Ah,
like
we in a relationship. We can't put a
I
pause
need
in
three
our
days. I
communication
need
because
3 days.
somebody in your family died.
But no, I take that back though. We wasn't that heavy in a relationship. We was kind of like still
Oh,
dating, so it wasn't like it was like something solid, solid.
y'all better help
So
Stanley. I'm trying to go to
no,
a wedding sometime before
no, I
my.
ain't having. If I get married, there will not be a wedding. There we just going to the courthouse. Y'all ain't finna be dancing off my money.
Well, can we have at least a reception so we
Nope,
can dance?
no, no, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. I may do a virtual one on Facebook
Oh God.
in somebody's living room. Yeah, we ain't doing all that. We ain't doing all that. Taking that money and putting it on a house. That's my thing. So that's just me though. But you got to be honest. That's what I'm saying. You got to be honest with yourself,
Lord,
like
please.
and
Yeah,
honest with other people.
I'll pray for Stanley.
I'm just saying I'm a very straightforward person. So if I'm in a relationship with people, with anybody, I'm very straightforward. I don't want people to ever guess how I feel about certain things. I'm going to tell you off the bat. So that's just how I am. I'm just a very direct person. That's how I was. Hey, that's how I'm wired. God made me unique.
Help us.
Another person do I need to call? Let's not do that, Sister Simon.
Sister Simon, he can date.
I can date. I can date as much as I want.
You sure can. As long as you have
Yeah, I'm
boundaries.
living my best life.
As long as
And
you
let me
have.
tell y'all, Saints, this: just because a person dating people don't always mean they sleeping with people that they date. Come on, somebody. Let
Or
these Saints
kissing,
date and get to know folk.
or kissing everybody, or
Exactly. They don't mean they all having sex. Some people just honestly date. They just hanging out.
that's right.
Exactly. I'm just saying, just saying. Just saying. I'm gonna get married though, y'all, one day. But honestly, I'm at a point in my life. No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that because then y'all
I'm,
gonna crucify me.
I'm gonna get you off
Don't worry
because
about it.
you
Yeah,
about
get
it.
me off because I'm finna mess up. Somebody come get me.
Yeah. I do want to caution the saints that according to the world, this is cuffing season. But I want you, it's so no. A lot of
Say, man,
people
cup of
feel lonelier during the holidays. But I think I want everybody to be mindful that those feelings are heightened because we have also been social distancing since March. So you may feel it a little bit more. So, but don't fall for the, wrong person or spend your time with the wrong person because you're lonely. Call a friend, call your mama, call your homeboy,
what
your
kind of friend?
call a friend that you're not interested in. If you would like, if it's really about wanting some company, I just don't want us to fall
And
for the enemy's tricks and spend your time with somebody who don't mean you. Like a real savage, according to the Webster's dictionary, savage.
yeah, you don't want the real savage.
Yeah.
You don't want that. Yeah, you don't want that. But it is cuffing season. But and singles, it's a lot of groups that's doing stuff.
Yes.
That's having events and parties and
Yeah.
enjoy your life. Like if you're single, enjoy it. Enjoy every minute of it. I do not feel bad about not being married right now in my life. Do I want to be married? Yes. But I'm not gonna make nobody make me feel upset because I ain't married. Like that, I'm gonna enjoy every moment that God gives me. So
There's a lot of
hmm,
married single people.
thank you. Somebody once told me it's better to be single than to wish you were. So I'm just saying.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
And
So
some,
yeah, yeah. And if a guy asks you out on a date, don't be real deep. I'm not in that season in my life right now. Don't do that. Go out on a date and just hang out. It could just honestly be a pure fun outing, you and somebody different. You get tired of hanging out with the same sex all the time. You know, just loosen up a little bit. Have some fun. I'm just trying to help the Saints. That's all. Just want you to be great. It's couple.
I'm gonna get you off because Marcus
hurry up and get me
laughing emojis. So I'm gonna get you off.
Marcus, am I telling the truth?
I'm hanging out. I'm gonna get y'all off. Don't you have something coming up? Don't you have something? Then y'all have something coming
No,
up?
I gotta cancel it because I have a funeral Saturday. So we were going to do a bicycle ride Saturday, but ministry calls, so I have a funeral, so I won't be able to do it. So nobody died in my family. I just have to do a funeral. So
You doing a eulogy?
yeah.
Look at you, Pastor.
That's what happens when you're an elder in the church.
Look at you.
Like, yeah, that's what happens.
This how you be getting them standing because they like that you save, but you also like have a life. This how
A
you
life. I have a life, and I know everybody think I'm deep on Facebook, but like outside of that, it's not that I'm a hypocrite or anything. But I use Facebook as a tool to just kind of make people laugh or some type of motivation. But my actual life, like I live, like I go places by myself all the time, so it don't bother me because I'm gonna live regardless. That's me.
better eulogize.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna try it. I ain't preached in a while, so this is something new. And I haven't been to a funeral in a while, so this is definitely something new for me. So yeah. Well, not new, but yes, it's a stretch.
Okay.
Yeah. Pray my strength in the Lord, saints.
We praying for you. Give them a word, Lord. Word is mouth, Lord. It said, deliver that word. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you have not heard, we are now on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe to our channel. Wherever you listen to the podcast, 2 podcasts, our replay will be available later this week. Anything else, Pastor?
That's it. If you all have any topics that you would like for us to discuss, as you can see, we don't hold back. But if you have any topics, don't hesitate to inbox us and let us know. And we'll talk about it and try our best to give you our thoughts on it from a biblical perspective.
A faith-founded perspective. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Until next time. Love y'all.
Peace out.